Welcome to the 97th Academy Awards. Okay, fine. This isn't actually the Oscars, but statistically speaking, there might be somebody named Oscar watching this podcast right now.
Hi, Oscar.
Hi, Oscar.
And today we are going to be talking about the top 10 Oscar-nominated movies that you must watch.
Have to watch it.
Must.
I am one of your three ReactCAST hosts, Beba, and before me are three distinguished movie experts.
Experts.
I went to film school.
I watched a film once.
I watched
Yeah.
a movie.
I watched
didn't
a film
finish it,
once.
But I watched it.
Hello, Academy Cast. How are we doing today?
So serendipitous.
So good.
Let's introduce ourselves here. We have Mr. Jason Molina.
Yeah, I'm Jason, Aries.
Oh,
Ooh.
thank you. Okay.
I'm Doc. I'm a
Payton.
Sagittarius. We get along. Oh.
Fire and fire.
Yeah.
In a committed relationship. Thank you very much.
Hell yeah.
Here's my chance.
I'm Payton. I'm a Cancer.
She's teary-eyed.
Yeah. But I have an Aries moon.
Oh. Okay, we got a lot of fire in here.
Yeah.
I'm Beba. I'm Libra, Sagittarius rising. So a lot of fire.
More fire. Hey, turn up the heat.
Okay, before we jump in, who wants to sing this theme song today? Do you guys know about this?
I do. Oh, man. Joe. I think Doc should channel Joe's vibe.
Yeah, Doc, I feel like this one's for you.
Can you play the theme song and I will imitate it.
So here's how it goes. Every single episode is a new track that we pull, and then you kind of off the dome
Sure.
sing a theme song for the episode. So it'll be Oscar related.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to play like some music and then, you
Come
know,
on,
feel
Doc.
into it for a couple of seconds and then get into it. Okay?
Spit some bars.
Oh, there will be no spitting.
Oh.
They actually want bars. That's crazy. The 97th Oscar Academy Awards. Get to watch it from in your doors. Get your pores and start to sweat. These are movies you won't forget. 97th, aiming for 100th later. Were we there?
Oscar.
Did I do it? Were we there?
Beautiful.
That was
Thank you.
Joe
genuinely good.
Joe who? That's what I
No,
want.
like
No, we
I never
remember
heard
Joe.
of him.
You remember Joe?
We
Guys,
remember Joe.
That was impressive.
Doc, I'm like
was scared.
seriously blown away.
Shaking. Shaking. I don't know who I was.
Okay, well that was amazing. Thank you
So
for
amazing.
really leading us in. So, let me tell you some of there's 10 movies that are nominated for Best Picture, okay? They are Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, The Substance, Wicked, Nickel Boys, and Dune Part 2.
I hope it goes to The Substance. That was a good movie.
Yeah,
Excellent.
people.
There's one movie off this list that I'm very unhappy about, and that's Lee.
Lee.
It was nominated for a Golden Globe, but
Oh,
it
okay.
didn't get, unfortunately, an Oscar nod.
I haven't seen Amelia Perez, but I've seen a TikTok
I've seen many TikToks
talking
about
about
Amelia Perez,
the
and I
plot,
never watched
and I don't think I want to see it.
Here's the thing. That is a huge thing. Like Amelia Perez, there's so much buzz about this movie. I think it has 13 Oscar nominations.
Correct.
You won't catch me watching this movie. And I can't tell you why. There's just something about it where I'm like, nah, I'm all set. And by the way, I'm Latina.
Yeah,
So like,
I
make
saw-
that make sense.
I saw the musical number that like won whatever for Zoe, and I was like, there's no
Penis and
chance.
vagina.
Yeah, that's literally
What?
it is. That's literally the song.
There's a song that's like talking
wants to-
about
she wants to be a man, turn man into woman, penis and vagina.
no other way.
Vagina and penis. Either way,
Yeah.
it's this. I was almost there.
Yeah, you were almost
It was-
there.
I
So
saw
close.
TikTok.
Yeah, well then let's talk about, we're talking about Amelia Perez. Let's talk about Amelia Perez. Okay, so the film follows Juan Manitas del Monte, a Mexican cartel leader who, desiring to live authentically, undergoes gender-affirming surgery to become Amelia Perez. To facilitate this transformation and escape his criminal past, he enlists the help of Rita Mora Castro, a struggling attorney portrayed by Zoe Saldana, to fake his death and start anew. This is like a musical drama. It's like a very unique take on like the story because it's like a musical,
great
but it's a
story.
drama and it's
Yeah.
like,
It
what's
didn't
going
need
on?
to be a musical.
Yeah, from the sound of it.
Yeah.
Literally, I would have watched the movie and then it's like, oh, we made it into a musical. And it's like,
Yeah, because it's
why?
that's
like
a
Joker 2. Why? Why'd you do that?
right, like Mean Girls. I didn't watch that one either.
I
Out of
didn't watch it
respect
either.
for Tina. Okay,
I think she did it too.
I know, but out of respect for Tina in 2004.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
So Amelia Perez won Best Motion Picture at the Golden Globes, which famously at the Golden Globes, if like something wins, they're like, well, then it's going to win at the Oscars. Do you guys believe that?
No.
No.
I
Definitely not.
mean, numbers don't lie. So if
statistically it lines up, sure. I don't think who they're going against, it should win this year.
But all of us have not even seen it.
No, I'm like, who is watching it? I didn't even
Oh
know
my
what it
God.
was until
How
they
do you win
talked
Best
about
Picture if you went 0 for 4 on us watching it?
You went 0 for 4 on us watching
Doesn't that
it.
mean something?
I didn't know what it was.
We're very important people.
But
We're we're
if we
movie
didn't watch
experts
it-
who did
Yes.
not watch this movie.
But I thought the Golden Globes were voted on by the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Yes, it's a different
Right. It's a different group. But I'm thinking, because it has the name Foreign Press, there's a lot more foreign entities representatives versus
The
the
Academy.
which is mostly what I'm assuming is the Hollywood.
elite.
I'll just say group.
Sure.
I didn't want to put them. I didn't want to do it to them like that. Beba,
Yeah.
But,
Well,
Yeah, watch it, Beba.
Carla Sofia Gascon is nominated for actress in a leading role, which she lost at the Golden Globes. First trans woman nominated. I don't know if it would be a give me though, because if it was like this was the only thing that this woman was nominated for, like, or this movie had only one nomination and it was for leading actress, then I'd be like, this is a give me. But it has 13 nominations. This movie must be good. Like, we're not. I think us
or
four are
everyone's
in the
just
wrong
scared.
here.
No.
Let's all
no,
watch
no,
it
no.
together.
If I've seen a number of articles already bashing it, and they're supposedly from people who are in the know of Hollywood and watching movies and so on and so forth. I'm not saying that their opinion is definite, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to have my own opinion on it after I see it.
It could be
but
like an
still.
extreme overcorrection of just like, let's just put them in every single category that it possibly can, so that way they win something and there's no hatred towards, oh, they didn't win because. And
Well,
so-
that's the thing. The Academy does have famously like a bad rep.
No.
What?
So that might be a thing.
Our Academy?
Ours? Not the Academy cast. no, not us. Not us. But yeah, so we're not going to watch this movie.
No.
And we don't think you should either.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. We're kidding. But like,
That was
you know,
Beba who said that.
there's 10
Please,
movies in
Academy.
this category. If you're going to watch one, like by the end of this,
Watch The Substance.
yeah, well, let's talk about the substance a little bit.
I am so fascinated by it, and I'm obsessed with Demi Moore and Margaret. So I'm like, okay,
I am not a horror girl, and I
I'm
heard
not
that
either.
it is like it's beyond like horror fans are so excited about this movie because it goes there
Yeah.
in a way that
They do
horror
not
doesn't
hesitate,
go
yeah.
there anymore.
Yeah.
They just like
They full-fledged
balls
sent it.
to the
It was great.
wall
Yeah.
type of thing.
but I can't handle gore.
Neither.
But I know like certain gory parts.
Do you know what parts you could watch in The Substance?
Mm.
Boobies.
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of booby. There's like vagina. There's bush. Is there bush?
Butt, yeah.
Shout out Bush.
Shout out Bush.
Shout out Bush.
Doc, tell us about the substance. Is this
Tell
a
us
yay,
about
or
the
nay,
Bush,
yay or
Doc.
nay?
Oh, this is a hard yay.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
this is-
okay.
Really?
Yeah, even just the storyline alone is very intriguing because just a whatever, non-spoil it, right? An actress is getting past her prime, and she has to realize that because it's like things have changed around her of just like her numbers are tanking, her producers are pulling her show is getting cut, et cetera, and just like she went from being like the star, like it starts with her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, like she already became acclimated, like she is the GOAT, and now it's just like you're past your days, like hang it up type stuff. So now she finds this doctor that has this thing called The Substance, and it's like you take some of your spinal fluid and whatever, it creates a clone of yourself, and that clone is your younger self. So now she gets to start life anew, where she picks up where theoretically she left off as a different person. I think her name was like Sue or something like that. So now she gets to relive those glory days, but you could only do it for like 7 days, and then you have to go back to the other body, and then it's her like becoming a split personality on like the older person or this new one, and then they like start to hate each other, and it's just like this insight of you hating yourself for your flaws and at the same time like being comfortable in your body because you realize like where you were, how they're seeing you, et cetera, and then once you get to like the very end where you see like they show like the monster of it all.
Yeah, and then the blood squirting over.
The explosions. Just
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
It was great.
Which is funny because I think that a lot of people have been sold this movie of like you should watch it because it's so crazy or whatever. Like you have to watch it, blah blah blah. And I had only recently heard about the gore aspect of it, and I am the same as you, Payton. Like I cannot blood makes me want to throw up. Like, I can't do it.
And I know what, like, I've been an actor, so I'm like, I know what
And,
I know what's going on. I know.
Yeah.
I can visualize being on the set.
It doesn't
and also,
matter.
like, that it's not real, but seeing you pull a chicken wing out of
Your belly button.
no.
It's a hard no for me, too.
Yeah.
So,
Did you watch Kill Bill?
yes, but Kill Bill is not.
Is that a horror flick?
No, and it's not what. And it's different from what I think this is being talked about
So
as.
do you think the gore in Kill Bill is similar to the gore in The Substance?
The gore in Kill Bill is more like, I don't want to say tamed as much as like whatever. There's a decapitation, like whatever, a lot of blood going everywhere. This is very like detailed graphic of just like to see her come out.
And the noises.
The clone comes out of the spot. Yeah, they're bad noises. Whatever.
I
So
can't.
you want
It's
that in
very,
surround
like-
sound is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
you
you want that.
experience it. Go to 4D. Go to the ones where you do like
yeah.
that.
But I will say that the movie is doing this resurgence for Demi Moore, who won leading actress at the Golden Globes, had a beautiful speech, perfect
good.
speech. I'm so rooting for this woman to win an Oscar because I think a lot of people counted her out for a long time.
But it's like she's like everyone knows Demi Moore.
Of course.
So it's like you've never won anything?
It's crazy. That's what she said in her speech. She was like, people thought of her as like a popcorn actress, where it's just like these silly little roles, and it's like Ghost. Hello.
LOL.
Okay, Ghost was a good movie.
Ghost is a great movie.
It was a good movie, but I don't think.
I mean,
her
it's not
her
Oscar nominated.
performance was Oscar
no,
worthy.
no.
Is
okay?
Ghost the one with where they were doing the pot?
Yes.
Yeah, the pot.
Yeah,
the
pottery.
pottery. You mean the pottery?
Yeah, don't get her started on
don't
pottery.
get me started on
Don't
pottery.
Don't get her started on pottery.
You don't want to hear me talk about pottery.
Wasn't
No,
she
we
married
really
to
don't. No,
Bruce
we
Willis.
No, we really don't.
Ashton Kutcher?
Ashton Kutcher?
No,
Not
no.
married.
They dated?
for a very, very long
They were
time.
boinking.
They were boinking for like, I think boinking for like 10 years or something insane like that, which God bless.
But then like now Bruce Willis.
Well, she
Oh,
was
she's
married
with-
to
Yeah.
Bruce
Yeah, yeah.
Willis.
And
And
now
now
she's
Bruce
with-
Willis is,
Not doing well.
no.
Prayers.
Anyways, The Substance. Are we going to watch The Substance?
If you like horror, you're genuinely gonna appreciate this. Even if you have the stomach for it, you would. I think there is, unfortunately, that divide of people that's just like, I can't even give it a try because I know
Yeah.
what's coming up, and just like,
Doc, question for you regarding The Substance.
answer for you.
Is the horror only at the end?
No.
Okay. See? And then I won't watch it. Because if it's only at the end, then I'll be like, that's it for me. Turn off the TV.
Are you gonna wait for the PG-13 version?
No, like,
Cut out?
give me the
When it's on
kids
TNT.
bop version of The Substance.
It's like opening credits, the end.
Yeah. The Flintstone
I'll
vitamin.
say it's the heaviest at the end. Because again, it's not horror. It's not like, oh, you're being stalked by a killer, like whatever. It's
gore.
It's body gore.
No
Yeah.
puedo.
So it's just like there are those moments where they switch, and it's just like there are close-ups of like her spine being like
Nope.
like whatever.
And we don't have to talk about it.
And that's
why we're
stop. I can't even watch Grey's Anatomy.
No. Oh,
What?
Well, Grace,
I love Scrubs
I
and House.
Like-
I
Horrible show.
understand.
It's a horrible
Anything
show.
with like I can't even talk about it. I'm the type of person that like has a panic attack when I'm getting like my blood drawn.
Okay, yeah. This is not for you, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get a shot, but I can't
See-
have something taken away from me. It just like even thinking about all that, it makes
Oh no,
me like
when I got my IUD in, I
The
felt like
worst.
Tin Man, and I
La, la,
fainted
la,
from
la,
the
la,
idea
la.
that I had something in my body, and I was like,
no, literally, me too.
it was
You guys are
bad.
so funny.
Okay, let's talk about another movie. Let's talk about Peyton's favorite movie, Honora.
Nora.
Okay, let me tell
Is
you
this
what
the
this movie
stripper?
is about.
Yeah,
Yes, so
yeah, yeah,
the film is celebrated for its compelling narrative, but most notably the standout performance of lead actress Mikey Madison.
So good.
If there's critics are saying if there is going to be a win for Honora, it's going to be for Mikey Madison as an actress,
Yes.
but she's also in competition with Demi Moore.
I know.
So
Share.
it's tough.
Get him next time,
It's
Cam.
tough. I'm like her performance was like what kept me in it,
Oh, interesting. Okay, tell me.
and also the storyline too.
Tell us like a brief overview of the storyline of Honora.
Okay, so Nora, Mikey Madison's character, I think she goes by Annie, but her real name's Honora. She is a dancer and at this club, and this guy comes in. He's like, I think like 21, like he's really young. Comes into this club. He's like, I think like Russian royalty,
Okay.
like super wealthy, and then like she speaks Russian. So they like link them up together. The guy at the club is like, I have this dancer for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I
like
need
you're
you
gonna
to-"
love her.
Yeah,
She
you're gonna
speaks
love
your
her.
language.
Like-
That's all I need.
Yeah, exactly.
A
So-
lap dance and she can talk to
and
me.
he like basically hires her to be his like girlfriend for the week.
Oh,
It's
so
Pretty
it's Pretty
Woman?
Woman.
It's Pretty Woman.
Pretty
it's
much.
It's another take on the Cinderella story.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so
It's Pretty Woman.
That got you.
Yeah.
That got you right there.
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, so it's kind of like
I'm
that,
in.
that setup.
Was it a
Very-
long movie?
Yes, it was like 2 hours and something.
I mean, we should talk. Let's just take a side note here. Let's bookmark Nora.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the length of movies lately, guys.
Too long.
It's
Except Wicked.
if it's not an hour 45, do not expect my at the theater.
No.
Okay,
Oh, I'll be at home.
I'll be at home watching
Yeah.
it, and it's like if you want me to go
Pause.
to a theater,
Yeah.
I don't need an intermission, brutalist. I need you to cut some from your movie, you
from-
egomaniac. Okay?
Make a part two.
From
Yeah.
a directive standpoint, I'm gonna defend us directors.
Okay,
right?
please.
We have crafted a story. We have something to tell, and there's a lot that we felt like we had to chop and like leave on the cutting room floor to put it out, and then we get comments of just like, this doesn't make any sense. This was never explained. Whatever. Blah.
Then
blah,
you're
blah.
not
It's like,
telling the story
if
in
you
the
were
right
giving
way.
My directive cut, and it's like, but it's hard because it's like it's hard to. All audiences don't work the same. For it's like, how do I tell this story? And it's like, cool, exposition dump in the beginning. Wrong. People hate that. It's like, okay, start from the beginning. I start from the beginning. Nobody cares about this part. And it's like, I don't know what you guys want from me.
And Beba's like,
Just-
check.
No, no. I think to be a good director, Doc,
Yeah.
is to work within the confines of what an audience is going to be capable of watching for X amount of time.
Sure.
So to torture people, I'm talking to you, Martin Scorsese, in The Irishman, that you
The
make me
Irishman.
sit
Yeah.
down and watch a 4-hour movie where like you're saying, like if you can watch a movie and you think, story-wise, I know that this could have been eliminated. If your audience is thinking that, then you should have had the wherewithal to be like, I know that I can take this out. I know that it took a long time to shoot. It took a long time to write. You have to take that element out of it when you're in post-production. It is a different world when you have footage. It's no longer the script. It's no longer the actors on stage. You are looking at a different thing. And you have to treat it as such.
But there's also a thing of trial and error to where it's just like, I am holding this space to make the audience aware of just like how uncomfortable it is between them two of just like, oh, there's dead conversation. Like, so how was your day?
Yeah.
It was good. Why are they silent so long? To show that they have nothing to
Yeah.
talk
For
about
sure,
and whatever.
but
And like
that-
this relationship is a facade. Like
Yes,
whatever.
but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about breadth. I'm talking about content that could have been eliminated to keep a story engaging still. That stuff can happen. I'm just saying.
Sure.
I'm
If
just
it's
saying.
in there, there's definitely a reason why, and like I guess the
No, there's some
Final-
there's no reason why it's there.
There's no reason. It's just like you think your stuff is so good that nothing should be cut out.
But as you were saying,
Well,
real.
so I have a question then. Do you think dramatic movies like this should have a part 1 and part 2?
No.
No,
I'm not watching the second part of this.
I have an issue.
I'm not saying this one. I mean, it's like certain dramatic movies like this.
Well,
'Cause-
beyond dramatic movies, I think Wicked being nominated for an Oscar, which, by the way, I loved Wicked. I thought it was a fantastic movie, really well done.
Yeah.
There are 2 parts to it. This is an unfinished story. Why are we nominating an unfinished
I thought about
story? That doesn't make any sense.
because they're going to nominate
for-
part 2 then.
And it's political. Again, this is like the Academy at the end of the day.
Right.
You are running a political campaign to
didn't we
be
do that for
nominated.
Avatar? Didn't we do that for Dune Part 1?
It's a different thing. Wicked is
I get what you're saying.
a whole
Sure.
story that they're like, nah, we're going to chop it up. And
But-
it's
I
like,
guess Dune is kind of like that too, though.
well, Dune is like books.
But
so
Wicked's
is
a
Wicked.
musical.
I know, but I think like Rent is a musical. Rent is a perfect movie, and it's a perfect.
Sure.
It encompasses the story of Rent, the musical.
Correct.
Why did Wicked have to be 2 parts?
Because it's a setup to build a world so that the next part you're caught up so I don't have to exposition dump.
I just think
I wanted to see like that length though. Like I would rather have 2 parts than them cut all of this like
the
those-
things that made it
exactly.
what it
like
is.
I didn't care if they had the whole thing together. I would watch a 4-hour movie if it was that. Like
Yeah.
just because
Really?
politically,
not.
I guess,
I-
of thinking like how the weight that Wicked holds, like it's so different than like a Nora that like is a newer story
yes,
to people, you know?
there's legacy behind Wicked.
Exactly.
You want
There's
to really
Wizard of
Ride through
Oz.
Yes.
There's
nostalgia.
I understand.
like the musical.
I think Wicked is setting up for like the Wizard. Like I'm sure though John Chu will do A Wizard of Oz next after part 2.
Isn't he doing the Britney movie?
Oh my
he's
God.
doing Britney.
That's going to be great.
bitch.
Jason hates
You
that.
saw her head explode. Oh my God.
He's doing that next.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
You would be a good Britney.
Hey guys, please cast me.
I'm just saying, like, you are giving Britney.
Vibes.
Can you say it's Brittany? Like, mean it in camera. This is your audition.
It's Britney.
Yeah, there you go.
Look
I
who she
mean,
ate.
she's
Wait, I
available.
got nervous. That's not my audition.
Okay,
I
do.
promise.
I can do a better take. I can reset.
Okay, sorry to digress here.
So to go back to the like splitting up movies and nominations and stuff like that. So would it have been better served to have each like Dune part 1 and then give it a unique name, and then part 2 is unique name, and then Wicked. I understand there's a historical like you said,
Yeah,
historical
legacy.
feature.
Wicked,
Legacy.
even more wicked.
Well, I mean,
Wickeder.
Mad wicked.
something like that. That way, from a nomination and an award type of situation, you don't have this question. It's a part 1, and why should we be nominating part
Celebrating,
1?
right.
You know,
I
that
mean,
thing.
because like at the end of the day, it is, I think Wicked being nominated as a best picture is wrong because of the part 1, part 2 thing. Cynthia Erivo being nominated, Ariana Grande being nominated, costume design being nominated. That's not wrong. There's still all those elements in movie that should be celebrated. But in terms of a best picture category, I think maybe at the next Oscars, Wicked as a whole could be nominated.
But
that
what
would make
if-
more sense to me.
What if, not saying it's going to happen, Wicked part 2 is shite?
Well, then, but like,
Did it lose
then
it?
how
It will be.
weird? Then
I
how
understand.
weird?
But I'm saying, but like Wicked 1 clearly has a fan base. It's doing fantastic in the box office. I think it's still in there.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just like, they're doing great. So why wouldn't we recognize that when that individual property if we don't even know what the second outcome
We
is?
have to stay present.
Exactly. We live in the now, Beba.
Oh my God.
Oh, but back to Honora. So it was a spin on
cares?
the Pretty Woman.
Yes, which you had me a Pretty Woman. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, then I'm gonna watch. I
haven't
want to
seen
watch.
it?
I haven't seen it, and it's so up my alley. I know it's up my alley.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Like literally, I cried at the end because it just like took me on like a whole emotional journey. I wasn't expecting it to be that type of movie, but at the end, like you're just rooting for her, I guess, throughout the whole movie. That you're like, I see you.
Yeah.
I see what you're going through, and like
You just you loved it.
I loved it.
I could
like,
tell you loved it.
I want to watch it again, knowing what happens, and then I'm able to like pick and choose or like really
No, watching
get down into it.
watching
you
a
know?
movie that you love for the second time is like nothing makes you feel like you're at freaking film school. You're like,
And it's one
oh,
of those
now
movies.
I know what's going on.
It's
yeah,
literally
yeah.
one of those movies,
Yeah.
and I think that's why I liked it because it made me want to like start a letterbox.
Oh my God, I've been hearing so much about Letterboxd. Should I be on Letterboxd? And what is it?
I was literally going to say, what's the word?
It's like you write
Reviews? Okay.
Yeah, I used to do
So
that.
it's Rotten Tomatoes,
like yes,
but
but it's
chicer?
like
spoiled.
it's like
peaches.
your
Named better?
own
Named
little
better?
like
Yeah.
profile.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess. Like,
Okay, yeah. Like I'm going to Payton's Letterboxd because I want to
Yeah.
hear what she has to say about
So it's a
Honora.
blog.
Like I have like a list of movies and I write.
Are
like, a
you on
review.
Letterboxd?
No, not yet.
Girl, get on Letterboxd. We should all get on Letterboxd because we've seen every Oscar-nominated movie, and that's why we're doing this
Exactly.
podcast.
And that's why we're moving on to the Brutalist.
Let's move on to The Brutalist. Did you watch it?
Correct.
Tell me. Well, first of all, tell people about the length.
It was really long.
The
Yes, 3.5
Brutalist
hours.
has
Oh, yeah.
an intermission in the middle of the movie. You get to go outside and take like a break, 10-minute break,
Yeah.
and then you go back in and you finish a movie,
Like a real life intermission.
like,
Like
a
in the movie theater?
like Broadway.
Yeah.
Wait,
but
then how long was the movie? What's
3.5 hours.
Oh, then
Honestly,
that makes sense.
respect.
That makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I don't
But
even.
why?
No, but-
Imagine like sitting in your seat and she's like, I have to use the restroom. She's like, but I also didn't know there was an intermission. So it was a very
You were like,
nice-
is it over?
I was like, what's going on? And then saw everybody getting up and I was like, that's a weird time. It's like, now you got to get back. And I was like,
Okay, so let me tell you what The Brutalist is about, okay? The film chronicles the life of Hungarian Jewish architect Laszlo Toth in post-World War II America with a 3.5-hour runtime, needing an intermission. Critics have noted that though its storytelling was ambitious and the performances were strong, there's concern about its pacing, character development, and overall coherence. And it's also shot on film.
yes.
It's like jerk off somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Whoa,
Don't
that
respect
was
the art,
somewhere else.
By the way, I also went to film school. I didn't go to NYU, but I went to film school.
Sure.
And I think I'm triggered by anything that's like remotely like artistic in that way, or people
too.
trying to be like it's film and it's art and it's whatever. It's like
It's very niche.
it's storytelling. And if you know how to tell a story, it doesn't matter if you're shooting it on an iPhone. It doesn't matter if you're shooting it on film. It's like should all feel the same. It should evoke something within you.
And they'll still make fun of you if your favorite movie isn't like.
Right. Like if I
Marvel.
like Fast and Furious, that's okay. That doesn't make me like
I love
you.
High School Musical. Like,
right. It
sue
doesn't
me.
mean that you don't know then movies in general.
Yeah.
I'm
Take a quick pause.
trauma dumping and I'm sorry.
Your first, like your number one movie all
No.
time. Oh, thank God. I was
No,
like,
I'm just saying,
that's a
like, they'll
crazy
be like,
statement.
I'll be like, oh, I love High School Musical. Like,
Yeah, and they're
the
like, you don't know
The
movies.
whole, like,
yeah.
trilogy. And they're
Dodgeball.
like,
I love
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
That-
yeah, but it's,
that
that's not
movie's
a movie. Like, what's your favorite
No, no,
movie
no.
of all time?
Dodgeball.
Oh, that's insane.
What's
Okay.
your favorite movie of all time?
It's called Les Mis. No, it's not.
Oh,
It's,
my God.
Law Abiding Citizen is my favorite movie.
Okay.
It's with Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx, and it was.
Oh,
it was
okay.
great.
I think
Oh,
I know
yeah,
what you're
yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Just says,
Jason, what's yours?
Off the top of my head, probably Field of Dreams.
Oh, wow.
Because
If you build it.
Oh man, I'm already getting choked. I'm seriously getting choked up.
Oh.
That the end where he's playing catch with his father. That
Oh, I
breaks
just-
me every. And my father's still alive.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
the thing. It just reminds me of him coaching me in Little League, me coaching my son in Little League, and me coaching my daughter in soccer. Just
beautiful.
all that stuff. Oh damn, I'm getting choked. This sucks.
Oh, that's sweet.
Damn you, baby.
No, but that means it's a good movie. That is what movies are supposed
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do.
Right,
Evoke
right.
some sort of
Right.
feeling within you.
Camera away.
No, we're feeling our emotions.
Yeah, we're feeling our feelings.
Run from it.
We're talking about
Bury
Oscar
it deep
movies.
inside.
Vulnerability is hot.
Yes.
Don't believe them. It's a lie. It's a setup.
My favorite movies, I have a bunch of different like styles, I guess. I can't really pick like one. I guess one that I always think of is Closer
Okay.
with Natalie Portman
Yeah, yeah.
and Jude Law and everyone, you know. I also love Dear John
Oh, okay.
because it was filmed in my hometown and like there's so much in it. I don't know. I love like an ending where they like don't really end up together, but then like it leaves you like questioning if they do.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. I'm like it's so human, and like there's so much emotion in it.
See?
And I
That's
have a
what
lot of
storytelling-
feelings.
Yeah, Cancer. She's a Cancer.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the Brutalist. Jock, tell us your feelings. Did you love it? Did you hate it? You loved it.
It was a bit jarring of just like there were a lot of moments where it's just like there's a lot of fluff. There's a lot of I can't even say world building, but it's to make him feel like isolated, alone, stuck. He doesn't know where he's supposed to be going because it is just like an immigrant trying to chase the American dream. And I can't spoil it for you guys, but
Do we need to watch it? Does the audience need to watch it? And be honest.
do you need to watch it? No. Should you? Yeah, why not? It's not a bad watch by any means. The like performances from all the actors and actresses are top notch. Like they're in their
Oh,
bag.
no, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm
If you
sure
have
the
4 hours.
if you have 4 hours. So yeah, Adrian Brody
That's a
was
lot of room
nominated.
to mess up and your performance get dull, in which it never did.
Okay, A Complete Unknown is another Oscar-nominated movie. Timothy
Yeah.
Chalamet portraying Bob
this
Dylan.
is a complete unknown to me.
From the trailer, it looks like his performance always comes off as like really corny and just like it's gimmicky. And then you actually get to watch it a little bit, and it's like, oh wow, like he melts into this person because it was like, oh, what did he do right in comparison to Bob Dylan?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, they damn near look alike. Like, go Timmy,
it's
go
that
Timmy, go.
movie.
Yeah, this is a Bob Dylan one.
Thoughts on Timmy singing?
To me, singing, not bad.
Well, I saw an interview. He said that they were working on the movie prior to COVID or something like that, and then
Yeah, it took a while to come out.
It got broken up or something like that, so it gave him a long time to
like,
learn
practice.
and
Oh.
perform, get his singing voice, the whole thing. So
So, yeah,
it
That's
wasn't
beneficial.
Yeah,
Right,
Willy
right,
Wonka and that.
Because
who's
he's-
Okay,
singing
Austin
too.
Butler.
Because he also said at the beginning he wasn't confident with his voice. And then, this whole time period that he was able to
Yeah,
work on
his
it.
Saturn returned,
gave-
and then
yeah.
he
Oh my
became
God.
confident.
What is this astrological stuff? What?
When you turn 27.
Jason, I just want to remind you that I said, everyone introduce yourself. You said, I'm Jason, and I'm an
'Cause
Aries, okay?
I was
You really
joking.
set
I was
yourself up.
being sarcastic.
Well, you set us
In the
into an
door.
astrological situation, so here we are.
That sarcastic door.
Now, Conclave
false
is our
narrative.
next nominee.
Thank you. He is shepherding us
Steering the
through
bus.
this.
Look at that.
Conclave, a political drama and thriller. Based on the novel by Robert Harris, the story unfolds in the secretive and tense world of a papal
Papal.
conclave, the century-old process of electing a new pope after the death of a previous one. I heard this movie is fantastic from a lot of people that I would not expect them to even watch it or say that. And they're like, you have to see this movie.
I hate to say it, but it reminded me of the Tom Hanks Dan Brown movie. Oh, I can't think of it.
The one with Meryl Streep?
No.
Oh.
It was one of the
Let me
The
see.
recent one where it's like
like Angels and Demons. The
Oh, the Da Vinci Code series?
those, one of those talks about.
I forgot about this.
One of those talks about the group going into conclave to nominate a new pope and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And again, the preview just seems so eerily similar to that movie to me. I was like,
Interesting.
I just thought it was weird, and, but it's a different take. I mean, it's a different movie entirely.
Sure.
But I was like, well, why am I going to watch the movie again?
I've already seen it. If you've seen the
With
Da Vinci
Tom
Code,
Hanks. With Tom
you've seen
Hanks.
Conclave.
Seen it all.
With Tom Hanks. Yes.
Tom Hanks.
I think people should watch this because people I trust, their opinion, have said to watch it. So that's what we're going to say.
Done.
Moving
I
on.
think I should watch it because people told me I should watch it. So go watch it.
Shut up.
That's what you said.
Yeah. Correct.
I'm just giving them a cleaner cut.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we talked Honora, we talked The Brutalist, we talked A Complete Unknown, we talked Conclave, we talked Amelia Perez. Let's talk about Still Here, a movie that no one has heard about.
When I thought we were talking about the movie I'm Still Here, it's what I was thinking about
Yeah,
this podcast.
we are
No, I'm
talking
just
about
kidding.
the movie. Wow.
I'm still
And
here.
we're still here on this movie.
Don't
Keep
worry.
going on tangents.
We're almost
I'm
over.
trying to steer you forward.
Okay, I'm Still Here centers on Eunice Paiva,
Eunice.
as she navigates the challenges following the forced disappearance of her husband, former Congressman Rubens.
Okay, so this is Amelia Perez.
Yeah, this is during Brazil's military dictatorship in 1970s.
Oh.
The lead actress, Fernanda Torres, is nominated for an Oscar.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations.
Go, girl.
Congrats.
What an honor.
Is there a movie that you watched this year that you were like, I really enjoyed that movie. I wish it was nominated for an Oscar?
Boss Baby 3.
Again, Coyote
So-
Ugly. But obviously, Wicked is nominated for Best
Can
Picture.
I say something about this? So,
Let's be
I knew a
glad.
little bit about the storyline. I mean, I knew it was based a prequel of Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
I got that. So, the experience in the theater was bad. I can't say it for the movie, but the experience was bad because
People were singing.
Theater.
no, the music drowned out the dialogue.
Oh.
It was.
Oh, he's
it
actually
was-
talking from a editing standpoint.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, maybe it was just the
Sound
theater,
design.
but
Sure,
whatever.
yeah.
So I couldn't make out the dialogue.
We needed closed captions.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
just
me
me.
some closed
Yeah.
Girl, that's just me too.
love
Wait,
closed
raise your
captions.
hand if you're a closed caption girl.
Oh, for sure.
For audio listeners, we're all
Hell
raising
yeah.
our hand.
Hell yeah.
Unless it's,
so
like,
I missed
annoying.
Out, but I missed out a lot of dialogue. A lot of dialogue. And I told my girlfriend, I said, I really didn't understand the movie. I really
Wow.
You have to see part two. You have to know the whole storyline for it to kind of bring you into it.
But
I get
then,
what you're saying,
but
but
then
I-
that's
but I-
unfair for the
I
people
know.
who
Yeah.
haven't.
didn't. Yeah, but I didn't even comprehend
Yeah, and
or
I'm-
understand what
It
was
sounds
the
like
What
you
was
missed, like,
being
half of the
said.
dialogue
Yeah,
to now
yeah.
go into the second one. Just be like,
Yeah.
oh, that would have made sense if I heard it. So now you have to go back
Right.
and watch.
Yeah.
part
Have
of
you
it.
seen Wizard of Oz though?
The original?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
It's kind of like you're immersing yourself into that.
No,
world,
I get that.
adjacently.
I know, I get that. But I mean,
He's saying
in
he
terms of
couldn't hear
what the
they were
prequel
saying.
story was trying to state, at least in this first part,
You missed.
the dialogue wasn't there because the music or the singing in certain parts was drowning it out. It just
They
it
were
wasn't
s-
working.
They were speaking also through a lot of the film was speaking for certain things through the colors.
Oh, the
of
visuals and
things.
stuff. Oh yeah. I got
The
that.
details, I just love Wicked, so I went down a rabbit hole of all the little Easter eggs that they
Yeah.
were putting into it, and yeah.
So
if
is this-
if you dive into that, I feel like you can be a part of. The
I think
world
you
a little
have to
bit
be a
more.
fan. I think
Right,
you have to
but-
be a fan.
Yeah.
Is Wicked the theater kids MCU?
What's MCU?
Marvel Cinematic Universe. In terms, okay, there you go. In terms of Easter eggs and so on and so forth.
No.
To a piece of it, because she's already saying,
Well,
I
no,
went in
no.
this deep dive. I went
No,
in this
I
deep
think
dive
so
and
because you're saying the theater kids because Wicked is again this legacy Broadway show
Yeah,
that's been
I-
around for years
It's the
now.
only
It
one
has
that's
Easter eggs,
literally
but
been
to compare it
standing
to Marvel that
since
has
it opened.
so many
Yeah.
other properties.
Right.
It's never
But-
just
but I'm
that's
just-
plugged to this as much as oh, that actually is from the book.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but to your point, I do think that you have to know the story, have seen the Broadway musical, or be a fan to enjoy part part 1 of Wicked.
Yeah,
by
Because-
itself without
by
seeing
itself.
part
Yeah.
2.
So I understand.
Yeah.
And by the way, I was also a theater kid. I'm not a Wicked girl at all. I'm like darker, Rent, Spring Awakening. Like I did not
like
care.
Addams Family?
No.
Oh,
I'm just
I'm like Legally Blonde, Addams Family,
I mean,
Wicked.
I love Legally
girl.
Blonde. Legally Blonde was so
you,
good
you
too.
are Elwoods.
I was Elwoods in my school.
I mean,
play.
you're so Elwoods. You're Elwoods. I'm the villain.
I have been Elwood. You're Vivian.
Yeah, unfortunately. Oh my God, you
you
guys. Okay.
brings
I
me to
just feel I do understand where you're coming from. This is, again, my problem with Wicked being nominated for Best Picture. Again, I think Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande deserve those nominations. I think it is like, when I was watching Wicked, again, not a huge fan, but I was like, this is really well done. It's a great movie. It's beautiful. Singing is amazing. Performances are amazing. Costume design, blah, blah, blah. Everything is great. And what took me aback the most was the idea that I love Ariana Grande. I'm like a big Ariana Grande fan. I was watching this girl and I was like, this manifested this from when she was like
No, it's
Yeah.
literally
9
gives
years
me,
old.
It gives me chills.
Cynthia Erivo did as well.
yes.
But the story, well, yes, but the story that like we've been hearing in the press, and if you, I'm not a huge Cynthia Erivo fan. I only know her from this, which may
She's
be
also
bad.
in The Color Purple. She's so talented.
I didn't know any of that. Her performance in this movie is beyond. I've never seen a better Elphaba
Yeah.
in my life. And I watched, by the way, the first time I saw the Broadway musical Wicked, it was with Idina Menzel
Really?
and Kristen Chenoweth. Yes. Which is insane. And I still was like,
Wow.
this is not for me.
It's not.
I don't like it. But I think Cynthia Erivo like blew Idina Menzel out of the water, to be honest with you. I was just so blown away by the fact that Ariana Grande, like, this was her like life when she saw this, and now she's being nominated for an
It gives me
Oscar. It's
chills.
insane.
You look at the interviews that Cynthia Erivo's done on the Graham Norton show in the UK.
Ooh, okay.
Both during COVID when they were making the film and as she's promoting Wicked, Cynthia Erivo goes into detail what her experience was wanting to play this role.
And it's similar to Ariana Grande when she was like little.
I think it was even heavier.
Really? Oh, I
Yes,
wanna know.
Because again, I didn't see Ariana Grande's her history on it, but what I felt from Cynthia Erivo, just I was like, wow, that was
It's big. Okay, should we talk about our last two here?
Just real quick.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I had to
I
watch,
have something to say.
Yes, I did.
Tell us,
I've
Doc.
watched Wicked twice because the first time I went and it was like kind of a packed house, and you theater folks really know how to ruin a movie.
Oh boy.
No, I don't claim that though, because if they were singing, we all knew not to. I personally would stand up and be
audience
like,
didn't
"Shut up."
Get the memo, especially when Popular came on. Boy, howdy, did everybody just go nuts? And I'm like,
Boy howdy.
all right, like that's what we're here for. So then I had to find like a dead time, and I was like, okay, yeah, the movie is fine, the songs are great, the colors was amazing.
I'm sorry that was taken away from
But yeah,
you.
so
outside of
sorry.
that, great movie. Can't wait for part 2.
You didn't
But
know you went to the sing-along version the first time you
I
saw
didn't.
it. huh?
Yeah, and
I think
apparently
if you went opening
it got so
weekend-
bad that they created a sing-along version
Yeah.
for that purpose.
I personally also feel like Ethan Slater should have had like more of his character.
I think he's going to be very involved in 2.
Yes, obviously.
Is this the
because
triangle
of his character.
Triangle guy?
Yeah,
What does that
He's-
mean?
they're in a triangle.
What?
He's Bach.
Oh no, Ether is the little
Ether.
munchkin man.
Ether.
Oh,
You
yeah,
mean
yeah,
Bach?
yeah,
You
Bach.
mean SpongeBob?
Wow.
Oh no, but like I kind of hate when people say that about him though, like make fun of him being SpongeBob because he obviously worked really hard.
I think and he is very talented. You could tell. He was freaking. He's a lead in Broadway. That makes you talented. Like
Exactly.
But yeah,
I'm going to give you one more piece just on Wizard of Oz real quick.
please.
So have any of you seen The Wiz?
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Michael Jackson.
To me, The Wiz is better than The Wizard of Oz, the original Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
That's me. Now, I have to see Wicked again because of the sound problems that I experienced. But to me, The Wiz blows away with the Wicked.
Wow. Okay, so we should watch The
He's
Wiz.
rocking with the Wiz.
I love
You're
The
rocking with The Wiz.
The music, the musicality, all that stuff
It's
just
it's
was
a lot
amazing. It was
more.
amazing.
I can agree with that statement on just the music alone because it is a difference between like theater music versus like this became like a pop-esque whatever for The Wiz, to where it's Michael Jackson being Michael Jackson. You can't,
Yeah.
you can't. It's hard to compete against that. versus this is very
Diana Ross.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
Diana
God
Ross.
bless
the
Michael
her.
theater
Jackson.
kids have their songs. It's like you guys know these songs, so it's a bit of nostalgia. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, live action Hercules. I'm singing every single last one of those songs. I'm so sorry if you're going to compare it to something else.
And I
It's
wish
like,
I knew
love
how
an
long
animated
The Wiz
movie.
had been on Broadway, because I would have loved to see it on Broadway before it even got made into a movie.
Yeah.
with
Let's
other
bring it
people.
back.
So what you're saying is that this storyline is for everyone in one way or another.
Thank you so much.
Oh yeah,
Payton.
yeah.
She said that
Yeah.
just now.
But she said
just
you
said
said
it.
that.
Way to
But he
synopsize.
said
She
that.
said you said that.
Yeah,
When did I
she
say
was
that?
just summing it up. Let's talk about Dune Part 2 because I feel like that's more relevant.
Dune 1 was quite literally just exposition dumping. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is the world. That's all you need to know. It was long and crazy, but great music, great whatever visual effects. That's fantastic. Dune 3 was literally like the meat and potato. I mean, Dune 2. is
Oh,
literally
scared me.
the-
I was like,
wait.
whoa.
Yeah, we're skipping.
We
Dune
jumped the
2 is
timeline.
literally the meat and potatoes. Like, this is actually
It's the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's,
Okay.
It's actually beginning now. Like, it's getting real.
And you loved it?
I liked it a lot. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Would you recommend our audience listening here see it?
It's a very particular brand of what type of movie am I going to watch, and knowing that it is more of a war in the trenches, there's a divide, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. Like, if you're into those type of movies, cool. This is not for, like, your everyday watcher.
You won't catch me.
And you guys
I
are
like it. I think it is one of those movies where I'm like, I'm not gonna watch it again. But it's like I want to be part of the conversation.
Right.
I also I know what I'm getting into with these actors, so I'm like I want to see them in this role.
Right.
And so I'm gonna watch.
That got me to the first Dune. That got me to Dune Part 1. The actors
Mm-hmm.
wanted to see the storyline. I didn't see the original Dune that was in the theaters way back when, 80s, 90s, whenever that was. 'cause
80s.
It was terrible. But
R.I.P. David Lynch.
yeah.
Thank you.
But I wanted to see it, and like I said, after I saw it, I was like, done. I don't
Yeah,
need to see
you're
the second
good.
part.
You didn't see these?
I didn't see the
the
second
newer
part.
ones?
Okay, Nickel Boys. Let's talk about the last Oscar-nominated movie, Nickel Boys. Set in the 1960s Jim Crow era Florida, the story follows Elwood Curtis, a bright African-American teenager whose promising future is derailed when he is wrongfully sent to the Nickel Academy, a reform school notorious for its abuse and corruption. Interesting. This is one of the only movies you can watch on Netflix or Hulu right
Oh,
now.
thank God, cool.
Well,
yeah.
that and Amelia
Which,
Perez,
like,
too.
oh yeah, I guess that was a Netflix movie. We don't talk about Amelia.
We don't talk
Sorry.
about Bruno.
Sorry, what are we talking about? Amelia who?
Miller, what?
Have you guys seen this movie?
No.
Have
No,
you
but-
heard of this movie?
No, until this
Just now.
description, and now I want to see it.
Yeah.
honestly.
Are
I
they, is this
genuinely do
like
wanna see it, yeah.
one of those like camps where it's like troubled kids and then they like send them there?
I think so. A reform school notorious for its abuse and corruption.
Like
it sounds
Paris
like
Hilton.
that. Yes.
I had a friend who went to like a wilderness camp, and like I watched him like kind of go in and out of these like camps, and it's really a really emotional
Yeah.
like thing to hear about these things
Yeah.
and what goes on at these camps. Like it's really sad.
Yeah.
Did I say camps?
It did.
I didn't mean camps.
Okay, that's why I was like, to a wilderness
School.
camp? I was like,
Well,
I was thinking the movie Up. You know, with the,
Well,
I was like, I went to a wilderness camp.
no, but
I
like,
shot bow and arrows and
well,
stuff.
like a prep school type thing.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but there are some that are famously like really bad and
Yeah.
like what this movie essentially I think
Yeah.
is about. It's saying that there's systematic racism, dehumanizing conditions imposed upon them, like a lot of bad stuff, which sounds bad.
I will check it out because I have Hulu.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, Hulu.
Way
Thanks,
to
Hulu.
end this
Check
on
it
a
out,
happy
too.
note. Way to
Part
end
of
this on a
the-
Yeah,
happy
God,
note, Beba.
sorry. I was like, let's end high with Nickel Boys. Okay, why don't we give the top movies that you think people should watch? I'll go first. Wicked,
Yep.
The Substance, which I won't watch, but I think you should watch, and Coyote Ugly. I think you should watch Coyote
Yes.
Ugly. I think it's a fun movie. Like, have fun, Jason.
Oh wow, you came to me. Oh wow. Actually, hearing the synopsis of Nickel Boys,
Yeah, I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely want to check it out. And Conclave.
Conclave.
I think those are two that are really jumping at me right now. But I'm sure I'm going to want to see a number of these. for
Yeah,
sure.
and then A Field of Dreams. I think people should
Of
watch.
course, Field of Dreams.
If you build
Oh
it,
my
they
God,
will
I'm crying
come.
already.
Payton.
Obviously Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Honora. I really want to see and check out Nickel Boys and Conclave as well. War. Not my thing.
War's not for you.
I'm not gonna watch anything with that kind of stuff. I'm like Amelia Perez. Anybody?
Oh my God. Poor Amelia Perez. We're really bashing it. Okay, Doc,
Nickel Boys is something that we're all going to watch together.
Yeah.
Won't you join us?
join us.
Movie
Random
night.
viewer?
Live stream.
Yeah. But outside of that, Substance was a phenomenal film. You should check that out.
Okay.
And if you want to stay in the category of Oscar nominated, The Wild Robot, because
Yes.
it is the movie
Oh,
of the year.
yeah.
Forget animated movie. It's just
Okay.
it blows all of these
It's
movies
so
out of the water.
sweet.
It's better than Inside Out 2. Inside Out 2 was me. And I
Yeah.
stand on that.
I agree.
How dare you?
And again, the movie that was shunned from the Oscar nominations is Lee.
Oh, yeah, that's
Lee.
right.
Don't forget
Jason.
Lee. That's
Lee.
L-E-E.
Yes.
Lee.
Like Levi's.
Levi.
Without the V's.
And with an extra E. So not like Levi's, just Lee.
The pronunciation
Lee.
of Lee.
That's it, guys. That's the whole show.
Buy in CTA.
Bye and CTA. So, guys, please remember if you're listening on an audio platform, please rate and review. It really helps us out. And it's a good show, I think. Let
Yes,
us
it
know in the
is.
comments.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yes, it is.
And then also just a reminder that ReactCAST is back on a weekly schedule. You're going to see these episodes every week now. It used to be every other week for people
can't
who are
get rid of our
stands.
faces.
You can't get rid of us. Yeah.
And we're going to have Doc do all the music intros. for
Yeah.
every
Okay,
single
Sing us
episode.
out, dog. Sing us
Absolutely.
out.
Love you.
That sounded great.
Yeah, that
Can
was
you do in this?
beautiful.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
we'll
you did it for me.
harmonize "Love You," all of us. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Love you. Whoa. Okay.
Where's our
bye.
Grammy?
No one went bass.